Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to spring! Just kidding, it's still not actually officially spring yet. How many spring titled videos do you think I can post in a week? Like, it's actually been impressive how many spring related videos we've managed to pump out before it's actually even spring, but it's fine. Once March 20th comes along, we can just get right into summer content. Am I right? Well, speaking of which, today I'm coming at you with another spring-related video, and I wanted to update you with a new everyday makeup for the season. If you guys missed the video, I recently did a whole switch out of the everyday makeup vanity. If you missed that video, I will link it here for your viewing pleasure. And you know, we had a good shopping my stash moment. There's a few products in here that I haven't used in quite some time, a few products that we've continued to use, and I think we can just revisit some old favorites and try a couple new products as well. It's just gonna be a nice look at a few of the products that are currently chilling in my everyday makeup desk, and I am looking forward to playing with it, and I wanted to do a bright spring inspired everyday makeup look. And now that you've heard me say the same thing in about 7 different ways, let us begin. Okay, so the Madison Beer video has reminded me once and for all that I just must simply start with my brows when I'm doing my makeup. I just have to remember to do my brows first. So I'm gonna start with my Anastasia Brow Freeze. I'm gonna take a little eyebrow brush and dip this into the product. Get all these little fuzzies out because they'll end up landing on my nose and driving me crazy later. So many little fluffs. I don't know where they come from, really, truly. And I'm going to brush up my brows. This is the first thing we are doing, so hopefully the brows will be nice and stuck and slick. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I can't begin to describe to you guys how happy waking up to the sun every day makes me feel. It makes you realize there's been that funny meme going around. It's an American meme because the temperature's in Fahrenheit, so I don't actually know what the temperature means off the top of my head, but I assume it just means warmth. But it was like, you don't believe seasonal depression exists until it gets to 50 degrees in March and you feel like you just popped a Molly. I like truly the sun has been out. The weather has been so beautiful in Toronto. It's been crazy windy. It's been wild. But waking up to the sun, man, what a difference it makes in the start to your day. It's like, you can't be grumpy when the sun is shining down on you. You just can't. Feels good, guys. It feels good. I am ready for this warm weather. This has been a long feeling winter, that's for sure. Anyway, the brows are slicked. I'm now gonna take my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. I can't believe like what a difference this has been making in my brow routine. It takes me a little bit longer. Like, I definitely do just struggle with the drawing of the hairs in general. It's not the speediest option, but I feel like my brows consistently have never looked better. I just love this feathery brow look that drawing with the pen gives, and I've just had a great time with this little pen. I have the 2 shades. I have blonde and ash brown, and I find myself gravitating more towards blonde. And you see that mentioned and talked about quite a bit, actually. A lot of people recommend that you use a shade or 2 lighter in your brows. It just helps it to look a little bit more natural, a little less intense, because I find sometimes when I use the ash brown shade, my brows can be a little bit on the blocky side. Like, it's just not as natural looking, especially if you have a more feathery brow naturally. It can be a little bit intense. I just find it easier and a little bit more forgiving when I use the lighter shade. So blonde is definitely lighter. Like, it's just a lighter, warmer tone than my actual brow hairs, and I find that this helps a lot. And yeah, it takes me a while. Like, I sit here and fiddle and finesse. That's why we have another brow routine for a speedier version. That's when I just use a brow pencil if I'm in a rush. But if I want to take my time and have some rockin' feathery brows, this pen is where it's at. Okay, I think that looks okay. The brows are on, we're ready to go. Let's move on to primer. I'm gonna take the NYX Pore Filling Primer, my Zit Puss. Even the sound it makes. That's what it sounds like when it's coming out. It's so gross, but so effective, truly. I'm just gonna press that right here, right around where my pores are just le tragique. And a little bit on my nose too. Oh, I'm sweating. Does it stop my sweating too? Asking for a friend. Friend is me. And then today, I'm gonna use MAC Strobe Cream. When I was doing the Makeup Vanity switchover, I realized I had 2 of these, and this one in particular was feeling very, very almost empty. So I figured I would shop my stash, pull it back out, and make an effort to use her up before she's expired. And I love strobe cream. GOLDLITE strobe cream specifically. I love the little gold shimmers running through it, the glow it gives. It's such a classic product. I've been using it for years, since 2014 to be exact. It's our 7-year anniversary. That's really cute. Strobe cream has been popping out for time and all eternity with me. Speaking of products that are on their last legs, my NUDESTIX tinted cover. Look at this one. Look at the emptiness in there. We're so close to using these up. I don't know what shade I currently am. I've got 2 of these. I have 2.5 and 3. 3 is the one that's on its little emptiness. I do have a tan on my body, and my face is much lighter than that, so I am going to attempt to even that out a little bit. So I'm actually just going to mix these 2 shades together and grab my beauty blender and just plop that on. Yeah, the 2 mixed. That's a great match. It's so funny. The tan, literally, you can see like where it kind of cuts off right under my chin there. It's like little tan and then just nothing. It's so funny. Anyway, Tint Cover is a beautiful everyday foundation. It's just got a little bit more coverage than your average tinted moisturizer or skin tint. It just looks like your skin. It has such a natural finish. And these have definitely gotten a lot of love from me, clearly. One's almost gone. Love that. So I'm just bopping that around to add a little bit of coverage and even out the skin tone a bit. And then, as usual, we go in with concealer to give some extra coverage and extra brightening on the face, especially on these bags today. And for the concealer, I've got my L'Oreal Age Perfect concealers. I also have these in 2 shades. This is so funny to me because I have the shades 205 and 210. 210 looks like it's lighter than 205. 210 is way lighter than 205. It's so odd. So odd. Anyway, so I'm gonna take 210 and use the lighter shade underneath my eyes. And just basically in the center of the face where I wanna do a little bit of highlighting. And then I'm gonna take 205 and just do the little extra coverage spot concealing little magical mixing moment. The 205 is much more of a neutral feeling undertone. The 210 is much more yellow. But I like the combination of the 2. So I'm just gonna blend that in. Ice our cake. If you know, you know. Okay, then I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. I was lovingly reunited with this after filming my little Madison Beer makeup tutorial, and I'm excited to keep using it. Honestly, for my skin tone, the shade is great. A little bit goes a very, very long way. You do not need a lot of this product. And it just blends out really nicely and easily with the sponge. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'm just using that to contour and chisel. I like to do this on my hairline and on the cheekbones and on the jawbone as well. Then I'm going to powder. I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. I'm gonna be really sad when this is gone. I feel like the end is near. We are reaching the pan point. And sometimes when it gets to this point, you get a little bit scared because once the circle gets a little bit bigger, you're like, okay, I know that so much more product is existing in that outer circle. But the fear is if it cracks. If it cracks and you just lose all of that excess product, I'm like, why can't it just be an even... I guess it would be even worse if it was just a thin layer. I guess the circle's necessary, but you know, please don't drop and crack. I want to use all of this powder out. I'm just taking a big brush. I'm not doing any like precise powdering. I'm just kind of going in the center of my face, whoop, dotting all around. And then I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. This is the last year Christmas edition. We need to give her some love, so I'm starting with the Sculpt shade, and I'm basically just going over where we applied the contour, intensifying it a little bit. This Sculpt, even though it's called Sculpt, it's got a little bit of shimmer running through it, so I like to use it as a secondary layer. And I'm just using this to intensify the warmth on the skin, intensify the dimension once we perfected it all and took all of our edges and shadows away with foundation and concealer. And then I'm also going to take a brush and put that down the center of the nose. I get a lot of comments about my lack of ability for contouring the nose, being like, the way you do it makes your nose look worse. I just have these two, like, it's this weird thing. My two bones right here grow out, and it makes it actually really painful to wear glasses. I don't know, I have like some broken blood vessels here. It's not cute. It's not cute for sure. And no, I am not a pro at all when it comes to doing a proper nose contour. But the main point of this is just to get something on the nose, because if you're putting bronzer everywhere else and you don't put it on your nose, your face just looks incomplete, in my opinion. Something's gotta go here. This is where the sun naturally hits you. This is where I freckle in the summer, so just make sure, even if you're just dusting some bronzer across, make sure you're getting some on here. And I always like to take a little bit under my lip too. I'm gonna take some around the eyes as well, some of this bronzer. While we're here, I'm just gonna take the highlight from this palette and this small brush. This is the Katie Jane Hughes 08 brush. And I'm gonna press that along the cheekbones. Honestly, the highlighter in this palette is one of my favorite shades of all time. It's a beautiful mixture of gold and champagne, and for my skin tone, it's just such an ideal shade and such a great in between. I love it. So for blush, I was kind of torn. Two of the blushes that I pulled out of the depths of my makeup stash were my Tata Harper Very Charming Cheek Tint. You guys, if you've been following my channel for the last couple of years, you will know how much love this blush has gotten. And I'm kind of surprised it's not like completely moldy and disgusting. Like, it's actually still so creamy and in good shape. I was a little bit concerned that it would be expired and I'd have to sauce it, but she's still standing. She's still great. And this is such a beautiful, just like bright, fresh pink. Really helps to make your skin look so awake and delightful as the months get warmer. One of my favorite blushes of all time. And obviously a little bit goes a long way because I have used this endlessly and it's still rocking years later. And I also pulled out the Dior pink blush, just the pink blush. I love the packaging of these. I also have the orange one. I was just feeling like pulling out this lovely, fresh, bright pink. I think I'm gonna go in with the Tata Harper for now, but we'll see. We could layer them up. I don't know. Only time will tell. But let's dip into the Tata Harper one. It's been so long. I feel like I haven't used it in ages. I'm just gonna lightly dab that into the center of the cheeks. I kind of love the whole Madison Beer layering moment and how much she loved blush and cheek products. Yeah, it just gave me the validation I needed to continue piling on the products onto my cheeks. Oh, I love this color so much. It's so pretty. And you need the tiniest little bit to make such an effective punch of pigment on your skin. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave the blush at that. So, Very Charming, my darling. Let's give our face a little spritz. This is the Benefit setting spray. Is it going? It's such a fine mist. I literally just had to pause and like, is it going on my face? It is. Okay, I'm getting distracted by my white lip. Ah! Sorry, Victoria. I didn't mean to. Victoria Beckham 02, another one of those products that I just continue to use in my everyday pile because she's been used and loved so much. I've sharpened her all the way down and I want her to be part of my project pan. And I also just love the color. The color's just a great match for my personal lip color. I feel like it just enhances the color, but it's pretty much the same tone. And I just take my finger and just press that in a little bit. And this was a fun shopping my stash discovery, the MAC Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color. This is the shade Billion Dollar Smile. Now this might be a lot today. I wore a plain shirt on purpose to make room for the vibrancy in this pink, but I mentioned to you guys in that video I wanted to pull out all the stops when it comes to bright lips this spring, so I figured this nice bright fresh pink was a good place to start. Have a nice pop of pink. I thought it would look nice with the cool toned pink in the cheeks. And the nice thing about this formula is you can kind of tone it down if you don't want it to have the full impact of the full pigment. So you just take a little lip brush, or you can use your finger, honestly, and just blend that into the lip liner. And that's why even if you're covering your entire lip with a bright color, I still go in with lip liner, because most of the time, unless I'm doing like a solid red lip, I like to have it be a little bit more of a stain effect. Like I always like to fade it into the lip liner a bit. I just find that like gradient look, that lived in lip look so nice. I love this formula. It's just like that light, soft, moussey matte texture. It's really cool. Okay, so now jumping back to the eyes, another shopping my stash moment was finding this MAC Dip Down Pro Longwear Fluidline. I've never used this. This is completely brand new and fresh. I bought this age ago with all of the intentions to use it, and I never did. And you know, we've been using all of these brown liquid liners and they're all turning red, and I'm like, why don't I just dip into a classic like Dip Down, a good true brown, and make a little liner out of this. So this was an excellent shopping my stash discovery. I'm just taking a little bit of the excess product on the brush and just kind of stabbing at my lash line, kind of like we did in the last makeup video, but just a little bit lighter. And because this is such a soft brown, it's like hardly noticeable at all. But it's just adding a little bit of something into the lashes there. I really like this color a lot. If you were looking for a true brown, look no further. I'm just taking another light layer of the bronzer over the crease. I felt like I had a little bit of the concealer building up in my crease there, so I just wanted to fluff it out a little bit. And let's finish off with mascara. Still going strong with my Bite Upswing mascara. I'm just gonna put this on the upper lashes. I'm gonna do a really nice light fluffy layer for an everyday makeup. I'm still dealing with my intensified blinking these days, so I'm trying to avoid putting mascara on my lower lashes during my everyday makeup, or else it just intensifies the raccooning with my deeply exaggerated blinks. And after you've applied the mascara, this is everything for this makeup look. So I hope that you guys enjoyed taking a dive into the everyday makeup vanity. Here is an updated version of my everyday makeup. I love to do these makeup looks seasonally. You guys know I wear a lot of the same products a lot of the time, but it's nice to see a little bit of variation, a little bit of switching up for the seasons and shopping my stash and discovering some fun little new colorful products like this liner, this lip color. Wow. I'm excited to continue playing with some more brighter lip colors. If there are any makeup looks that you guys want to see me do in particular, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you like these makeup videos, you like seeing these seasonal everyday makeup updates, definitely give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's makeup look. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I will see you all very soon for a new video. Bye!